Hello everyone, Bailey again. Um, I'm back home now, so as you can see, I'm actually in the kitchen. Wow, brilliant. Um, and I did go to the last session after all. Um, I'm actually glad I did. It was a really good session about mental health and Marxism. Um, don't necessarily agree with everything that came up in the meeting, but it was very good. And I actually came away. Um, I tried to basically run away as quickly as possible, um, but then I decided to go back um, to say kind of goodbye to um, the um, the man. I can't remember his name, so I do apologise if you ever get to see this video. Um, he was really nice. We talked about some of the problems I have with the language, which I should explain a bit if I haven't already. I don't watch these back because I don't actually like hearing my own voice. It seems strange for someone who uses his writing voice or in the case of these videos, my actual voice quite a bit to try and get messages over. But I don't actually like the sound of my own voice. One of the things I don't like is, well, I've already said about Comrade, the idea that although I understand that when they say working class, that includes me. Some people on benefits actually think they're part of an underclass, and so that kind of seems to restrict. It's restrictive language. It seems to restrict who can be part of that revolutionary force to bring about a socialist slash communist society. And it's off-putting some of the language that's used, because the use of comrade brings to mind Soviet communism, which I have had explained to me. This group isn't, the Socialist Workers' Party isn't based on Stalinist communism. But then that's fine. And saying that they're a small group, they do try and get that across that it's a British type of communism, not Stalinist. There's still that they're using the same terminology, and that could have an effect on who wants to be part of that kind of movement if they're going to use that sort of language. I think it, like I said, it's not the aims, it's the way the message is put across, the language that's used. But I was glad I went back. I managed to say goodbye, assuming I'm not going back tomorrow. I don't know now, because just as I was leaving, I actually bumped into one of the students, one of the social work students that I actually gave a lecture to, or a couple of lectures to, at Anglia Ruskin University in Chelmsford. And terrible of me, and I hope if she ever gets to see this that she forgives me. I asked her what class she was in, MA or BA. It turned out to be the BA. But I again, didn't ask her name. And that's not because I don't care. It's I was taken by surprise. So yeah, if I ever associated myself with socialism, I'd have to call myself an anti-socialist because I'm so antisocial. Um, or if I'm prepared, I can be as social as the next person. But if I'm unprepared, and I was unprepared for that, manners, courtesy seem to disappear, and that's partly my condition, partly because also I'm still fairly isolating myself because of the bereavement I had just over a month ago. Um, because this is going on the politics one, my cat died about a month ago, and there are these things called protective factors that stop you doing something stupid, i.e., committing suicide or in other way, in some way harming yourself. And my cat was my final protective factor, and he's now gone. So it's devastating. He's been around for 17 years, so that's what I'm only saying that because I don't want anyone thinking that um, well, I don't really know why I'm explaining what the loss was, but I had a loss, and that has kind of made me isolate myself more, which is why I'm doing more on the computer and um, doing lots of stuff to get my mind off the loss. But it was really nice to see her. I do hope if you ever get to see this young lady, I do hope that you forgive me for not asking your name or for sticking around, but I really wasn't feeling like sticking around for any more time. It was already gone 8:30 at that point, and it takes quite a long time to get home. Otherwise, I would have stuck around for ages talking to you, find out how you were progressing in your career. Whether that's still whether you're still as a student, because I don't know whether it was 2 or 3 year course, or whether you are actually in the workplace now. I hope you're doing well, and it was really nice of you to say that you liked the presentations that I gave. Thanks very much for that. I wish the university had felt as appreciative. But all in all, I'll probably think about it overnight and see how I feel in the morning as to whether I go back or not. There is someone else. There was a young lady who's on the staff of the event who said that she had a friend who might be interested in what I was saying about changing the language to get the message across in a more palatable way, to include more people and to draw the distinction between the Soviet experience and the socialist / communist movement in this country. So yeah, I really don't know. But what I'm going to do is think about it overnight and see how I feel in the morning. So I may or may not be doing another run up to London, but I do have to consider whether I may not see any of the people that, the student I saw today, the man I was talking to with the mental health charter, or the staff member of the event. I may not see any of those tomorrow. So I have to weigh that up. You know, the potential gain of seeing them again, I can make my apologies or, you know, sort things out. And whether I want to feel as isolated and alienated as I felt today. So, anyway, it's a good event. I just don't think that some people who are going there for the first time, as I am, I was just going to get the lay of the land as far as the left goes, and I think they forget that they might have some first timers there, or people who are just dipping their toe in to see whether Marxism is for them. For me, I like the ideas, but I wouldn't say I wholly subscribe to them. And I was there simply as a way of getting the best ideas I could from that perspective for my attempt at trying to create a new ideology that covers the left and the right, but is not sort of Lib Dem centre road politics. I want off-road politics, an off-road ideology, which is neither left nor right nor centre, but charts its own course. Anyway, I think it's time to upload this video, I think. So, see you later. Bye.